Almost 7 years have come and gone since Justin Timberlake's monster hit, Future's Sex/Love Hounds, and the echoes of that disc have all but faded. An amiable presence always ready to spoof his own image. See his recent barbershop quartet version of Sexy Back. Mr. Timberlake has seemed, if not eager, at least willing to put some distance between the success of that 2006 album and whatever musical future he envisions for himself. In the interim, he has had roles in 11 films, including The Social Network, and will star in the Coen Brothers' next movie, Inside Llewyn Davis, set in the 1960s Greenwich Village folk scene. To Mr. Timberlake's credit, he has chosen to ignore pops of the moment trend on his new disc, the 20/20 Experience RCA, out this week. No third-rate electronic dance music here. Its highlights are in the distinctive, occasionally dazzling backing tracks produced by Jerome Harmon, Timbaland and Mr. Timberlake. Only one of the 10 tracks clocks in at less than 5 minutes, most bump up against the 8-minute mark, discarding themes to introduce new motifs, particularly in the polyrhythms and the playful intercutting of acoustic and synthesized strings. Mirrors, the album's second single, is devilishly clever as a full orchestra gives way to a dance of synthesized pizzicato sounds. Is that a quacking duck in their question mark and munchkin-like chanting? The bubbling synth doubles Mr. Timberlake's vocal to the fade. A hot percussion track featuring a brisk pattern on the hi-hat cymbal kicks off Tunnel Vision, which builds on soaring strings. Strawberry Bubblegum is an homage to old-school soul, with its scratchy vinyl sound and its Barry White intro. Late in the track, percolating rhythms take over with a boost from a fetching mid-80s bass synthesizer. Elliot Ives contributes a tasty guitar solo to the otherwise tepid ballad Spaceship Coupe. More often than not, though, the sense of adventure on these songs does not extend to the top line. Mr. Timberlake's arrangements for vocal ensembles on the album enrich the environment, especially in Suit and Tie and the beautifully rendered That Girl. But while Pusher Love Girl thrills with its orchestral intro, staccato percussion and punchy horns at the bridge, the vocal is earthbound. For all his strengths, Mr. Timberlake's falsetto lacks the authority of his influences, most obvious among them Michael Jackson and, as it is with every R&B artist, Stevie Wonder. Though he is already 32 years old, he joined the cast of the Mickey Mouse Club at age 12 and the boy band NSYNC 2 years later. Mr. Timberlake has yet to develop an approach to song that might compensate for the thin timbre of his voice. Accordingly, the presence on ample display during live performances does not come across on this disc. Compared to recorded tracks with Mr. Timberlake's appearances on the Grammys telecast or more recently on Saturday Night Live and Late Night with Jimmy Fallon when he is out front dancing and cajoling the crowd with his winning stage personality, his music has an added authority. But on the disc there is no insistence and the energy flags. There is also the question of how Mr. Timberlake defines his audience. As sophisticated as the tracks sound, the lyrics are close to banal rose-colored, mildly naughty and innocuous. They depict an almost adolescent view of romance. Every night on the town leads to bliss. Much like the lead vocals, the lyrics cool down the heat, as he comes across as slightly bemused. Mr. Timberlake is taking the 20/20 experience on the road with a series of shows with Jay-Z that they've dubbed Legends of the Summer Tour. Little doubt the music will appear to burn in concert, but on disc it's disjointed and ultimately disappointing.